good evening. Welcome to Source 16 News at 10. Thanks for joining us. New this hour, Callaway County officials have released the name of the toddler who died in a fatal fire yesterday morning. Officials say the cause of death of 2-year-old Peyton Boney has not been determined, but foul play is not suspected, and his body was taken to Louisville for an autopsy. State Fire Marshal Investigator Bill Compton told Source 16 today the cause of the fire has not been determined, and he will be back on the scene tomorrow to continue his investigation. Around 7 o'clock yesterday morning, firefighters responded to 24 Morgan Drive in the Coldwater community for a house fire. Authorities report Patty Boney and her boyfriend Brad Bogard were inside the home when the fire started and made it out alive, but were unable to reach the toddler to save him. In other news, a former Fulton Electric System clerk has been convicted in Fulton County Circuit Court for stealing over $81,000 from the utility company. Court records indicate a jury convicted 40-year-old Jennifer Renee Bivens of Duckdom, Tennessee for theft by unlawful taking over $500 but under $10,000 and recommended a 1-year prison sentence. Bivens was indicted on August 12, 2010 after the Attorney General's office began an investigation in December 2009 after an audit revealed $81,000 was missing. Investigators found she was taking thousands of dollars from her cash drawer and then using checks from a later date to cover the missing cash. Bivens is currently lodged in the Fulton County Jail and will be formally sentenced August 11th. Well, if you own a Dodge Ram truck, we have an important recall to tell you about tonight. Chrysler has announced an emergency recall of Dodge Rams manufactured and sold between 2008 and 2011. According to Chrysler officials, the recall involves over 242,000 Dodge Rams that have a potentially dangerous issue in the steering systems, which has caused some accidents. The Dodge Ram 1500, 2500, and 3500 model pickup trucks are among those listed in this recall. If you have one of these trucks, it's vital that you take it to the Chrysler dealer for an inspection and for any repairs if necessary. Owners affected by this recall can contact Chrysler at 1-800-853-1403 or NHTSA at 1-888-327-4236. An Ohio County man missing since this morning has been found alive. Kentucky State Police troopers and detectives at Post 16 in Henderson initiated a search for 41-year-old Claude Howard of Whitesville after he was last seen by family members this morning at his residence in the 8300 block of Highway 764. According to state police, Howard was located alive this afternoon in a wooded area near his home and was treated by EMS for possible dehydration. 2 of 4 males accused of raping an 11-year-old girl behind Addicks Elementary School have been arrested. Hopkinsville police have charged 20-year-old Ronald Waddell of Hayes Street with first-degree rape and first-degree sodomy. Police say a juvenile was arrested last Thursday in connection to the crime and is currently lodged in a juvenile detention center in McCracken County. The 11-year-old told police she was raped and sodomized on June 26 behind Addicks Elementary School on East 1st Street when she was with 4 males. Well, for the second time this year, someone has allegedly stolen over $10,000 worth of livestock from a Crofton man. Tony Miller of Dawson Springs Road told Christian County Sheriff's deputies someone stole his cattle from his 80-acre farm. Miller says he noticed 7 black Angus cows similar to the one seen here, and 5 calves were missing from his farm last Thursday. Earlier this year, he reported that other cows were stolen from his property, and he has no idea who would have taken them. Some Western Kentucky housing authorities will be receiving a portion of over $35 million in funds from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to make major large-scale improvements to their units. The following communities in Western Kentucky were awarded funding for their housing authorities. Hopkinsville received the largest amount of funding at over $650,000, followed by Mayfield with over $280,000. Over $271,000 was awarded to Fulton, while Murray received over $231,000 and Madisonville over $225,000. In addition, other local communities seen here received hundreds of thousands of dollars from HUD's Capital Fund program, which provides annual funding to all public housing authorities to build, repair, renovate, and/or modernize their public housing. Well, the Hopkinsville Christian County Emergency Communications Center Board today approved their current and upcoming budgets. During a special called meeting, board members unanimously approved the budget for fiscal year 2010-11 for $1.1 million and approved the upcoming budget for over $1 million. In other action, board members decided to postpone taking action on a 12-month record service agreement. Board members wanted to amend the current contract and include a rotating list of businesses instead of awarding a contract to one specific company.
Also, there was a question brought up about the inspection. If the record company is on the inspection, if the record company is on the state police list, if they have been inspected by state police, do we re-inspect the record company ourselves?
Yes.
Okay. Or do we accept state police inspection? I'm sorry. That was just one of the questions that had been brought to my attention. Do we accept their inspection list or do we do our own? There were several questions, several issues that have been brought up by citizens, by insurance companies, by law enforcement agencies as to what requirements ECC was requiring for the record service.
The ECC board will be voting on the amended contract next Thursday. Christian County's very own country music sensation Bryce Long will be performing at his annual charity fundraising event this weekend. Bryce, a singer-songwriter in Nashville and Christian County native, formed the Back to Back Foundation in 2005 to meet the needs of families in Christian and Trigg counties, primarily during the holiday season. Bryce is currently signed to EMI Music Publishing and has charted singles with It's Only Monday and Anywhere But Here. In addition, he's had cuts with John Michael Montgomery, Josh Turner, Gary Allen, Daryl Worley, Tracy Bird, Chris Young, Steve Holly, Randy Travis, and Porter Wagner. During the event, a silent auction will be held to raise funds. The auction will include autographed items from country music stars Rascal Flatts, Shania Twain, Leanne Womack, Blake Shelton, Till McGraw, Faith Hill, Toby Keith, Terry Clark, and others, as well as from Bryce. The concert will be held Saturday evening at 7 o'clock at the James E. Bruce Convention Center. Tickets are $10 and can be purchased at the Chamber of Commerce, James E. Bruce Convention Center, Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Calhoun's Pool and Hearth, and radio station WKDZ. Two Dawson Springs High School students will head to college thousands of dollars richer after they won the 11th annual Duct Tape brand Duct Tape Stuck at Prom Scholarship Contest. In a story we brought you last month, Lindsay Ashby and Jared Scott created their prom outfits out of duct tape and were among the top 10 finalists chosen out of 330 entries representing 44 states and 4 Canadian provinces. The 10 couples chosen then competed for online votes from the public to determine which of the 10 scholarship prizes they would receive. Officials say Lindsay and Jared received a large portion of the votes, with more than 21,000 votes sent in between June 17th and July 11th. The couple won $5,000 each, and $5,000 was awarded to the school that held the prom, Dawson Springs High School. And if you're curious, it took Lindsay and Jared 95 hours and 57 rolls of duct tape to create their prom outfits. Many families in the Hopkinsville community move into the inner city to help their neighbors. Michelle Herron brings us the story of the Gentlemans, who came from Alaska to run Challenge House 1.
They've opened their minds, lives, and even their home to their neighbors.
You know, many people just want to be heard.
Meet the Gentleman family, where mission work has always been in their hearts.
And we were ministered to, my own family, when we had our electricity turned off, or my parents grew up and had to go get their GED after they had me. So I know a little about that.
Heather and Carlo Gentleman moved from Alaska to Kentucky to run Challenge House 1 in Hopkinsville.
Some people in the neighborhood look at a Challenge House and what they see is a free meal if they need one, which sometimes is what we do. It's not our main goal. We would rather direct them to people who actually have the ability to feed them. We don't really have the resources for that, but we will share a seat at our table if we need to.
The neighborhood-based program helps at-risk communities have resources outside the neighborhood, like GED programs that are sponsored by Hopkinsville Community College.
It's free to the individuals that want to sign up, and we've actually done that a couple different ways. They've done it where it's every morning for several mornings. And that runs a long span of time, months. Or most recently, and I think the most successful has been, they called it Get Her Done, and they did it all in 1 week. And I think they had better success with graduates there. And then those people are able to go out and get a better job because now they have their GED.
But the gentleman's work doesn't stop there. They also work to bring the community they live in together.
There was a child where he was with his friends and cousins, and the tire blew out. It was 11 o'clock at night.
He used to not have as good of a relationship with his parents, and it was hard for us even to get a hold of them sometimes.
And got a phone call, and instead of calling his own family, he called us.
Because he knows, without a doubt, we will go. And Carlo, my husband, did get up out of bed.
And I didn't want to go. I was tired. I had to work in the morning, but I did go because this is what I'm called to do.
As it turned out, he didn't have the right tool for the lug nuts, I guess they're called, that four-way wrench. And so he said, why don't you call your dad?
We did end up calling the kid's dad. He came.
And Carlo and this dad changed the tire together.
Now, 6 months later, that same child has a lot higher respect for the dad and knows that dad can get involved in his life more.
That is such a small thing. However, in the life of that boy and probably that dad, it's huge.
The couple's decision to move their family over 3,000 miles to a new community isn't one that came easy.
You feel a call in your life to want to help people, provide hope, and show them that that hope can be found, yes, in Jesus Christ, but connected with that is the doing, you know, actually going, putting feet on the ground and meeting people where their needs are at.
A choice that's taught the Gentleman family, if you wish to experience peace, provide peace to another.
That was Michelle Herron reporting. If you would like more information about Challenge House Incorporated, you can visit their website at challengehouse.org.